In this video, I'm going to be talking about recessed canless lights, and we're going to do it right now. I'm back here working in my office and I want to get some lights in. And this is what I've preferred for about the past 10 years. These are LED recessed canless lights. And what canless means is that they are super thin and they do not require a can or a housing. Just as an example, this is pretty much what you used to have to put in your ceiling. It would have this metal housing around it. You would put the light bulb in, and sometimes you would have to make sure you keep combustibles away from it. Now you can get the full amount of insulation, and you can literally put these anywhere in your ceiling without having to cut out a bunch of framing just to install them. And there is not much to these lights. If you turn these around, you have your wire right here that gets plugged into this wire and goes into this junction box. And you would run your wire in here, make your connections, and it even comes with quick connects. And then you would feed this up and just lock these in. It even has a switch right here on the junction box that goes from warm white to white light, and a bunch of in between, which I'll show you later in the video. And these particular lights are Amico, and they actually sent me these for free, so big shout out to them. I really appreciate it. If you look up, you'll notice that there are no holes up here for where the lights are gonna go. And I do that every single time. Running the wires before and then drywalling just makes it way easier. But I did measure them all out so I could know exactly where I wanted them. And then I drew this little thing, little treasure map. So now I can take my measurements off the walls and find out exactly where these are. One question I get a lot is how to actually space these, how to figure out where to put the lights, how far apart. And there are some formulas. I'll leave a link in the description over to the formula that I typically use, especially for a square room, but this is not a square room. I have these dormers here that extend out, and then I have kind of like a hallway that comes out, but it is gonna be different for every situation. That's just kind of a guide. My thought is to put more lights than you need, because these are dimmable lights, and I'm gonna put a dimmer on here. In fact, I always do. I put more lights than I need and put a dimmer in, so at least if it's too bright, I can turn it down. So to get these lights in, I'm gonna take my little treasure map here, and I'm gonna put the orientation the same way as the room, and I'm going to take my measurements and find the center of each of these lights. Starting with this one right here. I'm not gonna make marks yet. I wanna be around the correct location because I don't wanna have to touch up this paint. 41. 37. And always double check your measurements. Measure twice, cut once. One tip about figuring out where to put these lights is measuring off the wall and keeping all those measurements the same, and measuring in between the lights and keeping all those the same. And in this case, I measured in between these lights and put another light in the center of these. So in order to measure that, I'm gonna put a nail right up here so I can hook my tape on. And then I centered one right in the middle of the dormer ceiling here. 19 1/8. These lights come with a template that you can trace around to cut the exact size of the hole you want. And I take a pencil and poke a hole right in the center so I can actually line up my marks with these lines. And this says 6 inch. That might mean a 6 inch light. The instructions say it's more like 6.33, so I'm not sure if you can get a hole saw like that, but this adjustable hole saw actually worked when I set it to 6.25. But there's other ways to cut this. You can use a razor knife, which would take a very long time. You could use a jigsaw, but that might be a little dangerous because you might hit the wires. I'm gonna first show you this. This is a keyhole saw, and that'll make it real easy. And then I'll show you the step up from that, a rotozip, and then we'll go with the adjustable hole saw. And this is the nicest because it does not make a mess like these ones. So I just hold this up here to my center mark, mark all the way around here. So first, keyhole saw or a jam saw. I'm just not gonna go too far in because I don't want to hit any of the wires. So I'm just gonna carefully cut this. So now I have to feed my hand up in here and try and find this wire. I did blown in insulation, but right in this area, I did bats so that a bunch of insulation wouldn't fall down on me. There's the wire. So obviously the keyhole saw works, but it can get a little rough around the edges, and if it's not exact, that might show. But that's how you would do it with a keyhole saw. So now we're gonna install this one. Obviously, if you're not comfortable doing electrical, call a qualified electrician and make sure you check your local building codes to see what you can and can't do. But it really is pretty simple. Just hook it up like you would a normal light, but it's even easier because they supply you with the quick connects. At this point, if you could get power going to this, then you could hook up your light and adjust the color temperature according to what your preference is. For me, I'm gonna go right in the middle, and if I have to, I can take all these lights down and change it, but I think that's gonna be a good temperature. So then we just hook this up. It has kind of a keyway, so you can't really hook it up incorrectly. Just make sure it's seated all the way and then screw it together. In order to be able to change this and take this down and everything, we're gonna just tuck this box up here. Make sure you check your local building codes to see if you need to attach this. I'm sure you could get some kind of angle drill up here to attach this, but that's totally up to you. So I have a ceiling joist right here. I'm just gonna tuck it over this way. And then to install these, you just want to fold these in and go straight up. There is a gasket around here, which is nice, which will seal all that. We're just gonna avoid any strapping or framing that might be there so that these can lock in. Bend them up, push it up, and it'll snap it up there. So right there you can see our cut. Like I said, be able to move it over slightly. That's a little better. Option number one, keyhole saw, not my favorite. Let's try rotozip. Option number two, rotozip. A lot cleaner of a cut, but really dusty. And I think my rotozip is kind of broken. It's getting pretty wobbly. Whip it good. Let's take a look at this adjustable hole cutter. This is a Milwaukee, but I'm sure there's other brands out there that make these. This can go from 2 inches to 7 inches in 1/4 inch increments. And all you have to do is pull it like this to adjust it. So it has these little notches right here that you just pull and snap in, and you just want to make sure they're even. So it says right here 2, and then on the other side you would just want to move that to 2 inches. But we are going to be using this that claims to be a 6-inch hole. So we'll set this at 6 inches right there and right there. But that's a little small. So since we can do this in 1/4 inch increments, we'll just do that. And that's looking closer. And this right here is 6.5. That looks like it's gonna be a little too big for my liking. So we'll go back down to 6.25. And we're gonna go with that. And if it's a little small, I can open it up just by shaving the edges, but this should be good. Just as a note, this is only made for drywall and ceiling tile. You don't want to ruin these blades, although you can take them off and sharpen them. So that's good to know. So the pilot bit will go in like this, and then this has a quick connect right here. Pull this, and now that is locked into place. And then this is the best part of it. This is the debris catcher. So when you get it, this is detached. So when you get this, you have to lock it in here, just line it up, and it'll snap in. When you hold this up to the ceiling will push against this, and the bit, there's like a spring on here. The bit will go into the ceiling and it'll catch all of the dust. So you just drop it in like this and you're good to go. Hook it up to a drill and we can drill our hole. And doing it this way, you don't even have to use that template to mark the hole. Look through here, the pilot bit in the center, and put it on high speed and push very gently. Oh, caught all that dust. That's nice. We just got to get that piece out of there. Oh no, it was just held on by the paper. We can do a test fit, make sure we're good. Perfect. Since there's a bunch of other electrical stuff to hook up upstairs, I wanted to jump down here and show you what these look like when they're all installed. Nice and bright. I don't have these on a dimmer yet, but might not need them. It is pretty bright though. I have 14 hooked up down here, and I just wanted to show you how you would take this out to adjust the color temperature. So the big thing is when you pull this down, you want to just be aware of where that spring is. So I'm gonna put my fingers around here to find the spring, and I'm gonna wanna not put my fingers there or hold one of them like this, because these have a lot of tension and they can snap back on your fingers and it's not fun. Like that. So now I can feed this box down and get to the switch, and we'll change the color. So that is kind of yellow, and then it goes all the way bright white. So this is what I have it set to down here, and this is what I did upstairs, and then you have 2 more even warmer settings. We're gonna put this back to my preferred garage setting. Tuck this back in, watch your fingies. Once again, huge shout out to Amico for sending me these lights, and if you needed to know how to install them, or if you were interested in some, I'll leave a link in the description over to where you can get some, and I hope this video helped out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Some decorative lights or lamps or whatever the f you want. My stomach. These were made, no, damn it. More time, I got it now. I got it, I promise. It needed to be, let's start it over. Okay, start it over. This is the wrong one. I am, nope, use the other clip. The rooms are, whoa. Wow, I like that trick. You like that, Lauren? Is a good thing, just to maintain uniformity. Just to try and keep everything spaced evenly.
Symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
That's the word.
Be symmetrical. Symmetrical, I don't like that word. Slack in it, or a circle to be cut at. Okay, try that again. Wonder if I should wear my safety glasses. Where you at? Where you at, playa? Oh, it's hot up there. Is it on top of this? Don't do that, you're gonna cut a wire. To 7 inches. That is not dust free. It's going right in my eyes. I'll count them and then we'll do this over. 2, 4, 6, 8,